Good morning, everybody.
I'm Mo. And
Hey.
I'm Lee. And we are. I thought we're gonna be in sync. there.
Yeah, no, not today, Not today. I was like, because I was also, it's our producer, man.
I think we should do a
The
retake.
countdowns. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Good
morning,
morning,
everybody.
everybody, and welcome to Sundays in Studio with Mo and Lee. Hi.
That one worked.
That one worked. Now I must go. Bo, 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 bo. There we go. How are you, Mo?
I'm good, and how are you? How's the week been?
It's good. It's been good. It's been a busy week. We
With the
had some-
shows?
very busy with the shows, but we had some lekker things happening this week. Did you
I
watch
saw,
yesterday's show?
I was actually, they were so good, all the shows this week.
Yeah. It
Even
was.
Nancy Jones' show, brilliant show. Talk
Deep.
with Joan.
Talk with Joan.
Yeah, it
that
was
was
a
a
great
very,
show.
very good show. Even the doc show was good.
Yeah.
Tuesday we had our favorite Atifa now.
Yeah, those were really good shows.
Wednesday we had a
Speaking
COVID
about,
survivor.
COVID and what's been happening.
Monday, Xavier had ENCA reporter
It was
who
really
told
good
us what
shows.
it's actually like behind the scenes, shootings and stuff, having to duck. Hey,
I saw they were all really great this week.
good shows. But our show
We're gonna end off also with
is the cherry
a banger.
on top of the cake.
We're
Because
gonna end off with a banger, everybody.
Major.
Yeah,
You know, I
so-
came in here and I'm so scrawny and so skinny, and I was so intimidated when I saw our guests. I'm like,
You must try being with them at gym. I'm telling you now. They literally walk past and I'm like,
yes,
goals.
they are the people that make me want to go to the private section in the gym, because I'm just like, will I ever? I'm here.
they
with like
motivate.
5 kg, and I'm here like, and they like
literally at the gym, you
75.
always see these girls come in and they're like looking, and they're looking at Daniela and they're like, oh my word, I wish she can train me. Always.
girl.
Always.
But without further ado, because I'm sure our guests sitting at home want to see who are these people
Yes.
that we are talking to. So Mo, would you do us the honor of
So
introducing?
today we're going to be speaking about Fit for Life with our very own Dom and Daniela. Woo! Hey guys, how are you?
Thank you for having us. This is very fun.
Thank you for coming. We
Oh,
really
geez.
appreciate it. So you guys can just introduce yourselves and tell us what you guys have been up to.
Well, my name is Daniela. I've been training for about 7 years, professionally training for about 4 or 5. I've done 2 competitions, both in 2018. I train 6 days a week. It's what I absolutely love doing. This is where I met my partner in crime in the gym. What a love story. That's just my happy place. I absolutely love it. Competitions, training in general. Oh, such a lifestyle. It's my favorite thing.
And Dom, I love that.
How's it? My name is Dominique. I've also been training for 8 years,
Sure.
I think. Hold on, let me do the math. Yeah, so 16, 24 now. I've competed in 5 shows. 1 natural, I won. Like 3 shows, I've come top 3, third. 1 show I competed at, what's it one? Naba.
Yeah, never.
Neba came top 6 out of 10 or 12, I think. So what I live for. I met
love that
Daniela in the
though.
gym as well. So
That's awesome. That you guys, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, you
Motivate
inspire us. 7 years, 8 years, because you know it takes.
It's amazing.
I think it's more mental than
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
physical,
Yeah.
because like you start off every year, and I mean we're in the beginning of the year now, speaking
Yeah.
about that, and everybody's like, fitness goals. I'm gonna start a new eating regime. I'm gonna get back to the gym. I'm gonna take out a gym contract, and then like come February, March.
yeah.
So-
Quiet.
So tell
Yeah.
us, like, what motivated you to stay consistent when you started like 8 years ago, 7 years ago?
Okay, well, I started with my dad. So he used to drag me to gym. I used to be playing FIFA at home, PlayStation. So I went with him.
Yeah.
I first watched him train. And then eventually got into it.
This is when you were 16.
Like before that.
Oh, wow.
So, say 13. But I just went with him to watch.
Okay.
And then I sat there in the gym on my phone, watch him lift. And then 16 I started because mates of mine as well came with us every now and then. Yeah.
That's
Sure.
crazy.
Yeah, so my dad got me into it.
So shout out to your dad.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out to your dad.
amazing.
What he forgot to mention is that he was extremely scrawny before gym as well.
Wow.
I think that's also what
We
made
can't
him
even
wanna
picture
go
that
in.
now. I could never picture that.
No, I cannot. Me neither.
I
I'm
could
just
never.
like,
And that's interesting
quite
because I
fun.
actually read up something on the Heart Foundation, and they said there's so many excuses of people why they can't, why they don't want to go to gym. And they were saying one of the top 2 excuses is, one of the things is I don't have enough time because like I'm a parent and I go to work, and one of the other things was like I can't afford gym. So the fact that you guys have been so consistent for 7,
Sure.
8 years is amazing.
no,
Yeah.
It's
truly.
absolutely amazing.
And with you, well, with both of you now, have you ever been in, like with high school sport, primary school sport, were you guys sports people, or was this gym thing just like completely new when it comes to fitness?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been, my family's a very active family.
Okay.
We love going out on the weekends. There's rarely a time where we're all just sitting at home. So my dad cycles, my mom walks.
Yes.
I've been doing netball, running. I did soccer in primary school. It's always been a very active lifestyle in my house. So I think the gym was just another way. It was just a different form of exercise for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in the beginning of high school, it was I was very like lost in terms of like what sport I wanted to do, if I wanted to do a specific sport. So I just went to the gym, and that's where like, it just sparked.
And I want to
Wow.
get into the whole bodybuilding thing. And I wanted to know from you guys the difference between training in general, you know, just fitness training, going to the gym, and actual bodybuilding. I just want to know the difference between that.
Well, I would say there's a lot of difference. So first of all, bodybuilding differs from general training in a big way, where bodybuilding's more focused on making a physique that not everyone can have.
Yes.
So when you see a bodybuilder, you think like, oh my God, I didn't even know there were that many muscles in the body.
Yes.
So that's what bodybuilding is. Training, I'd like to put training and health and like fitness in like the same sort of category, because that's sort of what that is. So when you train, you're healthy, you want to go to the gym, you want to spend time there and make a nice body for yourself.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily the same as bodybuilding. Well, for me, I don't think that it's the same as bodybuilding, because bodybuilding is something that not everyone can just go for. It's not a quick
Yes.
thing. A
Yes.
lot of bodybuilders, like you'll see a lot of them train for like 14, 15 years to get to the physique that they're in. So it's not
Yeah.
just general training.
And I think with bodybuilders, we look at, so some people will look at you guys and be like, oh my word, such goals. And some people will look and have certain stereotypes
yeah.
towards bodybuilders.
Yeah.
And there's it's such a weird thing, because sometimes those stereotypes don't even make sense. So for instance, for Dom, they'll say, he must be taking steroids.
Oh, all the time.
And what do you guys think about? How do you guys deal with those stereotypes? Because for you as well, with women, I don't know why, but they have I don't know, there's something about the way that men see women, and they think, oh no, she has too many muscles. It's too masculine.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
intimidating is the
Yes.
word that they
All
like
the
to use.
time.
So
Oh
how
my
do you guys
word.
deal with those stereotypes?
Well, I'll let you talk about like the steroids and all of that.
Okay, well, like when people think you're on juice or whatever, I'll take it as a compliment though, because I know that I haven't touched the stuff. So if you're gonna tell me I'm on steroids, you can keep your jealousy your side.
Yeah, yeah,
So it doesn't bother me much.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm looking this good, and you
Clearly
like, well,
think-
it's steroids, but
Yeah.
actually, this is all
It's
me.
hard work,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yo.
Block out the negativity.
Yeah.
That is a
yeah,
compliment,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
So it's about mindset. It's all about how you receive things, how you
Exactly.
perceive stuff, you know, and
Exactly.
each and every person has their own opinion. You're never going to run away from that.
Yeah.
Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But for you, it's a matter of, and like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot of people say it's more a mental fitness than it is a physical fitness.
Definitely.
And even in terms of that, I'm sure you guys have had like days where you just wanted to throw in the towel because
Yeah.
it does get much. Can you explain those moments to us? Like, and how do you train your mind to manifest physically?
And stay motivated.
It's a lot, like with bodybuilding especially, it's very, very mental, extremely mental, especially going into a prep to know to eat specific foods, and you're not allowed to have chocolates, and you're not allowed to have
Yes.
cheats and whatever.
Yeah.
It's such a big mental thing, but I think you just need to have the right sort of, you need to be in the right frame of mind to do something.
Yes.
And you also need to understand, like, it's not the end of the world if you don't want to go to the gym. It's fine to not go to the gym. You can do something at home. You don't always need to have this killer workout where you're sweating and you're dying by the end of it.
Yeah.
Doing something, just getting up and going for a walk is a lot. So to program your mind into saying, like, it's okay if I
Yeah.
don't go for this hectic leg workout and I just walk around the garden, you're still getting your knee cardio in, which is insane. People underestimate that a lot. So that's basically, before I throw around all the technical terms, that's your non-exercise activity thermogenics.
Okay.
So that's just your basic, like, walking around, and people underestimate that a lot. That's where you burn a lot of calories. It's a lot, yeah.
And I think with COVID, walking was allowed. So
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
could have, that's not like an excuse.
Yeah,
for
the
it to be
walking,
like,
even
the
if
gyms
you
are
have
closed.
Yeah.
like a garden at home,
Yes.
you walk around. That's what we were doing. Every
So
day
how
I
did you guys,
couldn't-
actually I want to ask you guys, how you guys did your workouts? Because the gyms
Oh.
were closed during level 5.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay.
So I followed guys like, his name's Big Boy, but
Okay.
it's overseas, like, power lift and whatever. So I was doing like 100 burpees a day,
Oh, wow.
and then like 300
Show off.
push-ups. Yeah. So, but obviously it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
with-
Yes.
as like
Yes.
lifting the weights, and that's about it. And I was doing lunges up and down the complex.
Oh,
Yeah.
You had some weights at home.
Yeah, like all the resistance bands.
it's
Okay.
not like the same as gym.
Yeah.
So when the gym's open, I'm pretty sure you guys were like, thank goodness.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we
gave
could
it a
wait.
week.
Yeah.
And speaking about that, because obviously, like, in my mind, and I think this is also what many people would think with bodybuilding, you need the weights, right? This is what I would think. And so, like you were saying, during lockdown, you were basically using body strength. You guys obviously have a lot of body strength. So, what is the difference then between the two? Obviously, there must be a difference, but what is the main difference when it comes to bodybuilding? Do you think you need a combination of the two, like using your own body strength, for instance, like what you were doing at home, the burpees, the lunges, and those kinds of things, and then marrying that maybe with your weightlifting?
Yeah, well, I think they tie in quite nicely. So a lot of girls, you'll see a lot of the bikini girls love resistance bands. They love
Yes.
resistance
Yeah.
training for their bums and whatever.
Yes.
During lockdown, I would basically only use resistance training, and I won't lie, I lost a lot of like fat and weight around my legs because I wasn't touching the weights.
wow.
But then with that being said, when you do go into a show, you need to lift heavy to
Okay.
get that muscle definition and to build more muscle onto what you already have. Otherwise, you're going to go in looking flat. You're going to go in looking like you've never trained before.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you do need to marry those different types of trainings into one to build one good physique.
Yes.
I don't know, especially for women.
Yeah, like for me, I know I lost quite a bit during the heavy lockdown, but like my legs grew without the weights.
Wow.
I think like 2.5 centimeters.
Yeah, quite a
And that
bit.
was just
Wow.
like lunges up and down, squats.
Sheesh.
So there is a need for both. So weights and no weights. It works. It works.
Yeah.
And there was something that you were saying, Daniela, and I think it's actually really interesting because you're saying bodybuilding it's a slow process, but progress is progress at the end of the day.
Yeah, consistency.
That's what I find. A lot of people go into the gym, and I think that's where a lot of people stop training because they go in for
Yeah, they
a
want
month
it the next day.
consistently.
Yes.
And they'll diet for a week on, and then when the weekend comes, they like start to fall off the tracks a little bit, but they get right back on track on Monday.
Yeah.
And then when they haven't seen these insane results by the end of January or the end of February, they're like, well, it's obviously not working. Everyone's on steroids. Everyone's on fat burners. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, bodybuilding is a lot of time. If you look at a lot of the girls, even the men, they will prep for the longest time. There's a
I remember
show.
your show. You prepped how many
Wow.
was it months
I think
before?
it was 16 weeks.
Oh my word.
16 weeks. It
Jeebus.
was insane. You need to prep for the longest time because as soon as you start going like insane, can I say balls to the walls?
Yes, you can.
They go crazy and they just
Yeah.
prep for 2 months. So you lose the weight
Yes.
and then it's like, okay, well then your body plateaus.
Yeah.
And then you stop losing weight, your body fat stays the same. You just get fatigued all the time. So it's not viable to go crazy 2 months diets and then
Yeah.
you expect all the results.
Yes.
And I think slow progress is still progress at the
Oh,
end of the day. I
definitely.
think that also
Definitely.
motivates
For
you.
sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yeah. And also, in terms of, for me, I feel as though, okay, I have a sweet tooth.
Oh, me
So,
So,
so with dieting and all that stuff, there's so
Guilty.
many. Guilty. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah,
don't
you know?
worry.
So for me, I feel like dieting can be so difficult and all that stuff. But there's also so many diets out there that are crazy. I've seen these
Sheesh.
TikTok ones where they eat watermelon for a month, just watermelon,
Yeah.
because it has certain amount. Because the watermelon has, I think, like 80% of water.
Water.
in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So now they just eat that for like a month, and I'm like, oh
Nah.
my word. What do you guys think about these diets, these fad diets out there that are just
Gosh.
unrealistic and it's just a trend? And
Yeah,
what do you guys
well-
yeah,
think?
I
of
think
it?
that's what it is.
Yeah, it is
It's
just,
just
a trend.
trends.
Yes.
And they don't even work.
Well,
Or
some
do
of
they
them,
work?
It depends. I mean, Dom's like the king of diets. He's always on a diet and he just sticks to it. He's really the best person at dieting that I've ever seen. He will be given a plan and he'll just stick to it. And I'm just
that's
really
only
wanting
recently, though.
chocolate cake.
Okay.
It's insane. But I mean, what a lot of people don't understand about diets is that like one diet won't work for everyone.
Yeah.
So, like, I know the big diets now are intermittent fasting
Yes.
and keto. So, like, the
Yes,
no carb, low
yes.
carb diets. Oh my gosh. So, I think I did keto for 2 weeks. You get so fatigued. As soon as you go off these, like, fad diets, you pick the weight right back up.
Sheesh.
So, to be in a like extreme diets like that, it's just it doesn't work for your body. It's just going to make you start right from the beginning, if not further
Yeah,
back.
worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you need to have like that's why guidance for me is the best thing. If you don't know what to eat,
Yeah.
get a personal trainer or go to a dietitian. There's workouts and diets on the internet free for you to download
Yeah.
and look at.
Yeah.
You need to, it's all about like what you need to know your body in order to diet.
So on that note, I just want to add, I want to bring in like a little bit of a twist to the program.
Oh, dear.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I just want us to quickly play a game of Mythbusters. If you are
Okay.
okay with that, right?
Yeah.
So with Mythbusters, I'm not saying come from a professional point of view, but from your personal point
Yeah,
of view, right?
okay.
That's what I'm saying. So myth number 1, we already touched on it, right? These diets.
Yes.
Does everybody who wants to get a specific body type, whether it be to lose weight or to gain weight to build muscle, do they need to go on a diet? It doesn't matter like which diet it is because it's going to be different for every person,
Yeah.
like you were saying earlier. But is it necessary to go on a diet?
I think to an extent.
Well, I've seen with mine because I've been with the coach for 2 years.
Yes.
But then I stopped from last year's lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
But with the food that he gave me, like chicken rice, mince and rice, fish, it works.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's like a normal, say, bodybuilding diet.
Yes.
So you still add veggies and whatever. So it's not a hectic keto.
Yeah.
And there I picked up 13 kilos
lot.
in a year.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot, yeah.
So
That's good.
that kind of diet for me will work. But keto I won't do because I've seen there's more like cons than pros.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
That
think
kind of
with
stuff.
diets, you actually have to research about keto
Exactly.
diets and even all these things. You have to actually look it up and see because there's so many things out there that you don't even know if you're doing it properly.
Yeah.
And you see these YouTubers do it and they look great. And now you're like, I'm going to do it. And then it turns
Yeah.
out that you can't even cope.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
and
your
what will,
body as well, it's
what will
so
work for
different.
D or you or Lee won't work for me.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what works for me
Yes.
might like take your body backwards.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's
It all
everyone's
depends.
different.
I mean, there's so many different diets. Even there's a big thing, the 80-20. So you 80% of the time you eat clean. So it's not necessarily a full-blown diet.
Okay.
You just know, like, you don't eat like a cake, or you won't go and eat oily foods or whatever. So it's not necessarily like a set diet. And then the 20% of the time, you can have your like little bag of chips or like a little chocolate here and there.
Yes.
So it literally just depends on your body, because
Yeah,
some
like
people will
self-control.
literally
Yeah. Like in
Definitely.
high school, Daniela used to be she's so disciplined.
Yeah.
She actually used to motivate me. She used to have her little meat, like a little chicken and everything, and she used to come with it. And then we used to walk to the tuck shop, and I used to be like, "Do you want anything?" And then she's like, "No." And then we all come in with like toasted cheese, and we're coming with like
Greasy
snacks,
foods.
and she's just chilling.
She
She's so disciplined. It actually motivates me to be like, okay, I need to stop.
Yeah, no, yeah. So myth number 2, right? Do you need to diet and work out in order to lose weight? Or can you just do one of the two?
I've seen people eat
Yeah.
and lose weight,
Okay.
but that only takes you just so far.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So it
Especially
also
in terms of
depends on what you
muscle
want to look
tone.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the big thing is eating in a calorie deficit. So you need to be able to burn more than what you eat.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I absolutely love Fitbits, Apple Watches. I love them. I
Yes.
will swear by them because it tells you what
Definitely.
you are burning.
Definitely.
It's amazing. So if you, in your daily life, you're not training, like Mo runs around at work, I'm sure,
Yeah.
like a flippin' chicken without a head.
Yeah.
So if she's already burning all of those calories and she's eating less than what she's burning, she will definitely lose weight. You don't need to go to the gym, but if you are looking for that lean, muscular
Yeah.
physique, you definitely will need to add some sort
Absolutely.
of weight and resistance training for sure.
Yeah.
Third one, last one. Do you need to do muscle activations, for instance, like glute activations, before you actually like start lifting weight?
This is such a controversial topic, especially with the ladies. Like there's
Because
so
I've
many,
seen I've
Yeah.
seen so many people like have mixed opinions on this, but in
Yeah.
your personal opinion, from what you have experienced personally.
I mean,
I
I
think
like
with that,
it.
maybe if you have difficulty feeling the muscle
Mm-hmm.
while you're training,
Yes.
then do that.
Oh, that's not okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's like my logic. So if you don't feel the muscle without doing the activations, then do the activations.
It is such a
Okay.
controversial
Yeah.
topic because I've even heard people say they don't believe in resistance bands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's
so
a
many people. Have you
lot.
seen those? They're like, I don't believe
There's a
in
lot.
this.
I mean,
It doesn't
it's
work.
all of the, and I'm gonna say this because it's what I've seen. A lot of the guys who don't actually do the activation have the most to say about it. Like they don't
True.
use the weight, the resistance bands. They don't do like the glute activation or whatever
Yes.
it is. And then they have the most to say, like, oh, well, it doesn't work, and you're being silly, and you're wasting your time. But I mean, it's ultimately it's gonna be like a warm up for
Yeah.
you. You're making your
Yeah.
muscles ready for this insane workout or whatever workout that you're gonna have.
Yes.
So I'm all for activation.
Yeah.
I won't even lie.
Yeah. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not wrong, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why not do it?
Yeah, so it's up to you if
Yeah.
you want to do
Yes.
it or not.
Once again, it all goes like everything that you guys have been saying. It all goes back to personal preference.
Yes.
the whole thing.
And
Because
knowing your
it's like
body.
you
Yeah.
mentioned
Yes.
very early on in the conversation, you said that every body type is different and every person is different and every person's goals are different. And I
Yeah.
think that you need to have a goal in mind.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
And I
Plan.
think your goal would be maybe putting on weight, and my goal would be maybe toning. Daniela and Dom's goal is completely different from
Yeah,
our
they
goal.
just like going
This
for
is like
strong man,
competitions.
strong woman.
And you know, Daniela, speaking about competitions and all that, as a bodybuilder and a campaigner for body positivity, like yourself, standing there in front of crowds, and you know, I mean, it takes a lot of
Yeah.
self-esteem. You have
Guts.
to have a lot of self-esteem. So, what would your advice be for women struggling with self-esteem and their body image?
It's a lot. So first, confidence is key, and confidence is very difficult for a lot of people. Like I'm a very shy, like introverted person. I like to be at home. I like to be with the people that I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I see a lot of people, and like it is a very controversial thing, but like the body positivity, I mean, I'm all for body positivity. I think
Yes.
every single person is beautiful, no matter what size you are. If you're skinny, if you're more overweight, if you've got a little more meat on you, whatever, you're beautiful. Curves are beautiful.
Yeah.
But what I've seen recently is that a lot of people, like, body positivity only includes a certain group.
Yes.
So when they see a muscular girl, they're like, oh, well, she's ugly because she has too many muscles.
Yes.
Or that's not what a woman should look like. Oh, you look like a man.
100%.
Where I think that's very unfair. And that's what
Yes.
stops a lot of girls from training, because they think that they're going to look manly.
Yep.
And the boys or the girls, like I know in high school, a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's disgusting. Girls
Yes.
aren't supposed to look like that. And I'm like, okay.
It is
so
what it is.
yeah, you
Block
need
out the
to-
negativity.
Yeah, especially as a woman, you need to have the confidence in yourself to know that this is what you want to look like.
Yes.
And no one else can tell you, like, that's not good enough.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't say that to someone who is too skinny or who is more overweight.
Exactly.
They won't say, like, oh, well, you need to eat less.
And another
Exactly.
woman will
do.
look at you and be like, you know, she inspires me.
Yes, it's all, but again, it's preference.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I think looks amazing, like I see Shelby Neves, for example, she is for me, that is the physique of all physiques. She's
The
amazing.
goddess.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And another person will look at her and be like, well, that is absolutely disgusting because she has more muscles than
Yes.
a man. And that's fine. That's whatever. But
Yes.
as a woman, you need to have the confidence and the strength and the mindset in yourself to say, like, that's what I want to look like, and I can do that, and I'm beautiful either way.
Yes.
So it really is, the whole sport is mindset for sure.
Yeah.
You know, on that body positivity topic, there's a big controversy going on where, and look, I'm going to mention it, I'm going to become controversial, but I'm going to mention it, where they take unhealthy body types and they make it positive. For me,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm skinny. So speaking against that, it will, cancel culture will come for me and they'll be like, how dare you? But these
Yeah.
topics need to be, even with myself, I can't be too skinny because that itself is unhealthy. I can't want to say, oh, well done, you know, love yourself. No, because that's
Yeah.
not self-love. For me, personally, that's not self-love. So what would
Yeah.
your motivation be to somebody who is on that body positivity thing and not going with the trends? Like, I hate trends. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's hashtagging body positivity and it's just like, it doesn't make sense. So for me, what would you say is a healthy mindset when it comes to body positivity? Because we are speaking about physical body as well as mentally. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, speaking about, like, the controversy and everything, there was a very, very, very controversial post on Gymshark of a lady who was quite overweight
Yes.
and preaching body positivity and being healthy. And a lot of people, they got a big, like, backlash
Yes.
of people saying, like, that's not healthy. You can't advocate for an
Yes.
extremely overweight woman in gym clothes just being healthy because she's overweight.
Yes.
And yes, you are overweight. It's your personal preference. If you want to be,
Yes.
there's a lot of factors that go into it. If you just simply don't train and you don't diet, people do have insulin problems, diabetes. A lot of it plays a factor.
Yes.
But you can't put off being overweight as healthy.
Yes.
So, like, I understand.
It's such a weird topic to talk about
Yeah.
because there's a right and there's a wrong, and some people think that they're right and some people think that
Yeah, and
it's wrong.
cancel
It's
culture
just
is a big thing.
yes. It's a
Well,
huge thing.
let me know if you're going to come for me so that I can prepare myself.
But in terms of
Yeah.
gym as well, I mean, you said you train 6 times a week.
Yeah.
With people that are starting out at the gym, I remember when I started out at the gym, I was so scared. I was like, oh my word, I don't know how
It's
the
the
things
most
work.
intimidating place.
What advice would you guys give for people that are just starting out at the gym or want to start training in general?
Well, my biggest thing is have a plan. For sure.
Yeah.
If you go into the gym and you don't know what you want to do, my first thing is I want to just go home.
Yes.
Yeah.
You definitely need a plan, and to know your machines as well. Because especially for someone who is going into the gym for the first time, you don't know all of the free weights, like the different types of exercises, what muscles you're activating. So machines will be your best friend.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would definitely say know your machines, get creative as well,
Yeah,
have a
start off
plan.
easy.
Yeah,
3
you don't
times
need
a
to
week.
go crazy.
So yeah, well, like with me, my dad helped me, so I didn't go in blank.
Yes.
So there was someone there.
You had someone.
So if you have a friend, it's like boost your confidence as well.
Yeah.
So you guys can both go and check, okay, this machine does this.
And work
Yes.
it out
You are-
together.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because
It
everyone
makes
cares.
a difference with a
Yeah.
friend. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't feel as like all eyes are on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
also makes it fun if you're with someone.
That's true.
It does. It
That's so
motivates
true.
you.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure it does.
And I also
Yeah.
feel like when I started out at the gym, I was like, okay, where do I start? So when I actually started writing down and having a plan of, okay, run on the treadmill for 10 minutes, for instance.
Yeah.
And then go and do this. And I even learned the machines.
Yeah.
And then it made it easier because some people, I've actually seen in that gym, some people run on the treadmill and then they look around like,
see.
what am I going to do next?
Next.
Sort of type of thing.
Yeah.
So
And like some people just go.
Yeah.
And because they have sort of a plan, especially when you started, because that helped me having an actual plan
Yeah.
of like what I should do.
Yeah, and when you go alone to the gym, shame, it's like because I always go with my sister. So when I see people that go alone, like I hear background music in my head, lonely. So I make it fun for myself.
Well, I go alone now, and I think
Oh,
it's
so
fine.
you
Yes,
have that
I'm the
background
lone at
music.
the gym. I'm the lone at the gym.
It's cool. You motivate yourself,
Yes.
and that is your superpower.
Yes.
Yeah, you're confident enough to be by yourself
yes.
and
Yeah.
train by yourself,
High
which
five.
is nice.
Yes.
And
sometimes.
also,
Love that.
don't be afraid to ask questions. If you
Yes.
don't know what to do, go to someone and say like, listen, I want to work my shoulders. What can I do?
Yes.
Please show me the machine. Tell me what I need
And
to
there
do.
are people at gym that actually
Yeah.
can help you.
Yeah, I mean, even the staff there, they have some sort of gym or training knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask them. They're there for you to ask them questions, and they're there to help you.
Yes.
So for real, don't be afraid to ask questions. Go in with a
Yeah.
plan.
That's what gym's supposed to be about. Though.
Yeah.
Like, everyone goes to gym, and it's like a competition for everyone. So,
Yes.
like we go in and you greet, like the regulars,
Yes.
but others will just give you a deaf one.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
everyone must make a nice
Community.
Yes,
Community.
yes.
And that's
Definitely.
nice.
Yes.
Because, you just get people and they greet you and whatever. And some people are like, oh my word.
Yeah.
Don't even. Like I was
Yeah,
saying
like
to
they barely
Daniela, I think we should open up a girls' gym only.
Oh, yeah.
There is
Because
actually a girl,
sometimes- Sorry,
a
Dom.
woman's only
No,
gym.
no.
Oh,
I
that
know
would
at
be
my
lovely.
gym, Planet Fitness. I'm not gonna say where. Just now, people still be Planet Fitness somewhere. There's a women's section. It doesn't
Oh,
have all the
nice.
weights though.
We don't have
Oh.
that.
It doesn't have all the weights, which is irritating because I'm like, well, I don't just want to be on the treadmill and I don't just want to be on the
Yeah.
bicycle
Yeah.
and
They like stereotyped you in a way. Like, oh, well, she's a
Exactly.
lady, she doesn't want the big weight.
100%.
She doesn't want to do anything like that.
And
which
there's
is
like-
a pity.
yeah, and that's my thing that
Because
they
it's
have.
nice to have a girls' section.
It is nice to have a girl section, and
'Cause you
it's
get those creepy uncles.
wow.
Yo, there's a lot of them in the world.
Sheesh.
Those creepy uncles.
We have some really weird gym stories, but that's for another day.
That's for another day. sharing our gym stories.
Sheesh. But in closing, guys, because we don't have much time left, according to our producers back there. So, in closing, what would your motivation be for people who are, because we are talking about fit for life,
Yes.
wanting to start out, wanting to put down new body goals, but what would you say? Where do you start and how do you keep at it, like how you guys did?
Be consistent. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna go 3 times a week,
Yes.
set a time.
Okay.
Yes.
So say Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yes.
You're gonna go at 3 on every day that you're going.
Okay.
So that's the start.
Okay.
Dedication and consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes like a drug almost. It becomes so addictive because you know that you feel so good. The endorphins that you release afterwards are like amazing.
Yeah,
make
So
it
you
become a good
want
habit.
You
Yes.
want to go. You really do. Just, have a plan. If you need guidance, don't be afraid to get guidance in this form of a coach, a friend, a family member. If someone knows more than you, that's okay.
Yes.
They
Be willing to
knowledge is-
learn.
Yes, knowledge is meant to be shared.
Yes.
So definitely have a plan. You need to also want to improve yourself. It shouldn't be a chore to go work out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
True.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you
and
so
having
much.
that
Thank you,
awesome
guys.
conversation. It flowed so smoothly.
Yeah.
We were just like, okay,
It was
Let the
it's nice
experts
to know the what to do and what not to do.
yes, yes.
Yeah, thanks. This was very nice talking about what we love.
Yeah, and what you guys are passionate about.
Yeah, what brought us
Definitely.
together.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
thank you so much.
Thank you
You
guys.
can send us home.
Thank you so much for watching up until this point. And like Dom and Daniela said today, fit for life, be consistent, discipline is everything, and let the passion fuel you.
And have a plan.
And have a plan, you know, because at the end of the year, you're going to come out looking like a flame, okay? And that's what we want. We want
And
flames all
slow
over.
progress is still
It's
progress.
still progress. So thank you everybody for watching up until this point. Until next week, from Mo and myself, bye.